Did they really though? So the Game Awards 2022, aka Jeff Keighley just stroking his ego on stage, just finished wrapping up. If you guys missed the show, don't worry. I'm going to talk about some of the things that I really enjoyed or was just completely perplexed by, including the Bill Clinton kid.
Hey, Matan. Real quick, I want to thank everybody and say that I think I want to nominate this award to my Reformed Orthodox Rabbi, Bill Clinton. Thank you, everybody.
I have no idea what that was about. Literally no idea. But the Game Awards are usually something that I'm a bit sour on, but this year I was in a little bit more of a positive mood, honestly. We streamed the Game Awards over on my secondary channel, RGT Live and Extras. We had about 1,600 people watching pretty much concurrently throughout the event. It was a really fun time. I was joined by Spawnwave, Dreamcast Guy, Nate the Hate, MVG, Jordan Fringe, Celia from Yacht Club Games. It definitely made it much more enjoyable, so make sure you subscribe to that secondary channel so you can catch all that content. But the Game Awards was definitely very interesting this year. There was a lot of weird pacing issues because of a speech that went on too long. Elden Ring ended up winning Game of the Year. I'm fine with that. I wasn't the biggest Elden Ring fan, but I realized it's a really good game. It's just not really a game for me. It's not a game that I necessarily enjoy playing. There's nothing wrong with that and having different preferences. But like I said, I'm pretty much just going to focus on the things that either really shocked me or were really positive. And the biggest announcement coming out of this was definitely a shocking announcement from Nintendo. Now, to start things off in the pre-show, there was definitely something that got me very excited, and that is a new crossover coming to us from Dead Cells. Now, Dead Cells is a game that I put a good bit of time into. I definitely enjoyed my time with it, but I never thought I would be revisiting Dead Cells. Maybe if there was a sequel or something, I'd check it out. But Dead Cells is getting a very interesting crossover DLC that actually was very exciting for me, and that is Dead Cells with Castlevania. When you think about it, it's honestly a match made in heaven. Like, these are two franchises that definitely sort of complement each other in terms of what you can do. I might not get a new Castlevania game anytime soon, but I sure as hell am getting this crossover event, and I think it's going to be something really fun. Playing as Castlevania characters in a Dead Cells-like environment is definitely something I would be very interested in playing, especially considering they're classic characters as well. So I think that was a cool thing. Definitely a great way to start off even the pre-show. Like, I thought that was a pretty impressive announcement. So I was definitely very excited for that. An announcement that personally I wasn't super into because I did not like the first game, but I know a lot of people would be mad if I didn't mention this, is of course Death Stranding 2. Now, for a lot of people, this was the big shocking announcement, the big surprise reveal at this event. But just for me personally, this is something I kind of honestly expected. Death Stranding's been out for a little while now. Obviously, Hideo Kojima and Jeff Keighley have their relationship. I don't want to speculate on what that relationship is, but at the very least, they're very good friends. So to see Hideo Kojima there wasn't a huge surprise. Of course, the Death Stranding 2 trailer was just a bunch of cryptic bullshit nonsense that I don't know. They need to do something with the gameplay to make me interested in this game, because I know Kojima can do it, and maybe that's part of my problem is I hold some of his older games up to a higher standard, and so because of that, I'm not able to enjoy a game like Death Stranding. But, you know, for me personally, this wasn't a huge shocking sort of thing. It was something that, you know, if Kojima's going to be there, which of course he was announced to be there, I expected it. But, you know, for some people, it was a big deal. Final Fantasy 16. Holy hell. This game actually closed out the show as the first or the last reveal. It's coming out in June of 2023. I'm surprised the FTC isn't investigating that, because that's a Sony, you know, first party sort of style game that's not coming to Xbox, because that's a whole nother topic for another day right now with that whole situation. But Final Fantasy 16 looks absolutely awesome. You know, people are saying that Tears of the Kingdom is going to be the runaway game of 2023. I'm not quite sure, man. With games like Final Fantasy 16 coming out, that game looks freaking cool, man. That game looks really beautiful. The combat itself looks really fun. The setting looks really cool. You know, the graphics themselves are super, super impressive. So I think that game is definitely going to be one of the top tier games of 2023. And for that to get a concrete release date, I thought was really cool. There was a weird game called Crime Boss Rockay City that they didn't really show the game itself. And this, of course, is a problem with the Game Awards time and time again is the fact that you get a lot of these CGI trailers. So most of the CGI games I'm not going to talk about, but I do want to mention this game because it's a crime lord sort of game. We didn't see any actual gameplay, so I'm not like super sure. I mean, there was a little bit of gameplay sprinkled in. I'm not quite sure like how fast paced this game is going to be, but it's set in like a 90s setting, which I think is really cool. And there's some really interesting characters in the game, such as Danny Trejo, Vanilla Ice, Chuck Norris. Like, this game I think could be really cool. It definitely would be sort of a nostalgia thing for me. Obviously, I'm a bit of a 90s kid, so I feel like if they get the references right, the vehicles right, and stuff like that, this could be a really interesting game. You know, the closest thing we've had to this is something like Vice City, which obviously was set in an 80s sort of setting. We haven't really seen an open world sort of crime game that's come out for the next generation systems. Yes, I know there was Saints Row. I'm not counting that. That game just was not that good. So I'm actually kind of excited about this. I think this game has a lot of potential and could be something really cool. Beyond all that stuff, there were some smaller announcements at this event. Of course, you had the awards themselves. There was rapid fire of some of these awards, as they usually do. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 did not win RPG of the Year. I haven't seen OJ's reaction. I'm sure OJ will have a very animated reaction. He's probably punching the air right now. It's okay, OJ Simpson. It's okay. Don't go killing any white people. But there was some cooler stuff. You know, you got some Tekken 8 gameplay. You got some Street Fighter 6 got a release date as well. It was honestly a pretty stacked show if you were a Sony fan, because there was a lot of PlayStation related titles at this event. If you were an Xbox fan, there wasn't diddly squat for you, which I thought was very interesting because of the fact that, well, Xbox is gearing up for a big 2023. Maybe this whole, you know, Activision Blizzard acquisition is sort of putting a damper on when they can announce stuff. But a game like Forza Motorsports, I thought that would get a release date at this event. I thought that could have been pretty cool to do at this event. Obviously, Redfall is coming out, Starfield are coming out. Like, there's a bunch of games that we know supposedly are coming out in 2023. And historically speaking, Microsoft usually has a pretty strong presence at these events. So to see like absolutely nothing from Microsoft except like Phil slumped in his chair the whole time, I thought was really interesting. But Nintendo, I still don't know how to process this. I don't know how to process this at all. I didn't expect Nintendo to really do anything at this event. What did I say in my video from the other day? It was kind of do or die for two specific things. Metroid Prime, which I completely did not expect to be there, and GoldenEye 007. I definitely thought GoldenEye would have gotten a release date on this. It was involved in a sizzle reel trailer, no release date. So that's still up in the air. A lot of people were talking about stuff like, oh, Tears of the Kingdom's gonna be there. It's gonna get a new trailer. And I was like, no, you're gonna get a Fire Emblem Engage trailer, which you did. You got a Fire Emblem Engage trailer. I thought there was no chance in hell of Tears of the Kingdom going to be there. New hardware, hell no, there's not gonna be. I saw so many people theorizing about big stuff because somebody said that big events were going to be happening at this event. But, you know, I was keeping it realistic. But what Nintendo did here absolutely shocked me. I like I said, I still don't know what to think of this game and how to process this game. Bayonetta Origins was announced. Now you got to remember, Bayonetta 3 just came out in the month of October. It obviously didn't light the world on fire in terms of sales. It was marred with heavy controversy with the Helena Taylor situation, which ended up being a bunch of BS. A lot of people thought that would help with the game sales. It's never going to be a game that really sets the world on fire. And when you look at how Platinum does their Bayonetta games, there's usually large gaps between them. But Bayonetta Origins was a game that was announced at this event. And I'm showing you gameplay of Bayonetta Origins, and you're saying to yourself, no, RGT, you're showing me some weird Okami style game. But I'm not. I'm showing you Bayonetta Origins before Bayonetta really became a witch. And it's a completely different art style. It's a completely different gameplay style. And my initial impression is I don't care for it. I have to be honest. I don't necessarily care for it because you're talking about Bayonetta, which is a game known for one specific style with your main character. It's known as one specific style, and it's fine to deviate from that. But there's just a lot of weird things with it. First off, yes, this game is a $60 game, which I don't know, man. That's a heavy pill to swallow with this game, because to me, this is kind of like Travis Strikes Back with No More Heroes. You know what I'm saying? It feels definitely like an offshoot game that's sort of different than the mainline stuff. So for $60, I'm not quite sure how I feel about this, but here's the crazy thing. This game comes out in March 17th of 2023, literally 3 months away. What happened to spacing out all of these Bayonetta games? I can't help but feel that maybe at some point in time during the development cycle, this game was supposed to be included in Bayonetta 3. This was maybe some sort of side game, some sort of side mission sort of thing within the game, a mini game or something that ended up just becoming something bigger. But the turnaround of this to get essentially back-to-back Bayonetta games in a year, and really it's within 6 months, I don't know, man. This whole situation just smells weird to me. It smells weird to me. I can't figure this out. Death Stranding 2, okay. We knew that there was going to be a sequel. There was Hades 2 at this event. Okay, Hades was very successful. Of course they're going to do it. Bayonetta Origins, looking like this. What the hell is this game? I don't know what to make of it. All in all, though, you know, I didn't hate the Video Game Awards. The Video Game Awards were the Video Game Awards. It's the same thing every year. They said it was going to be shorter this year. It was not shorter at all. It was not shorter at all. When you include the pre-show, I was live for over 3 hours. Like, nothing was shorter in this event. It is what it is. It's going to be Jeff Keighley, you know, trying to hype up this event, trying to get big reveals for it to make it a special night. And of course, give out some awards and let people talk for a little bit before they start to play the music. And then Bill Clinton kid shows up. But overall, I didn't hate it. And I definitely feel like a big part of that was just hanging out with some of you guys that really made it a very sort of more digestible show for me. Because if I wanted to complain about something, I had a panel full of people and a chat room full of people waiting to talk to me. But overall, it was all right. I still can't get over this Bayonetta Origins thing. I can't get over it. I don't know what to think about this. This is the most bizarre announcement in a very long time for video games. So let me know in the comment section down below. Did you watch the Game Awards 2022? If so, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, what your favorite game announcements were. Did you see that Transformers game? You're out of your damn mind. They showed off some weird CGI trailer that looked like the most random thing in the world. And then at the end, they were like, Transformers. It's like, that was not Transformers. There's a new Armored Core 2. Everyone's going to act like they're excited about Armored Core again when Armored Core was a super niche franchise. And it will probably sell better because it's a From Software game and a lot of people love them. But let's not revise history and act like Armored Core was this huge franchise that everyone loved. It was definitely more of a niche franchise, but cool to see Armored Core there. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Hit that bell notification as well. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next video. Later.